So I know there's a lot to keep up with and there's a lot going on, but I don't know if you know this. America is imposing tariffs on China and Mexico and um, Canada tomorrow. Canada is going to be 25%, Mexico 25%, and China is an additional 10% in addition to the tariffs that we already had on them. Canada has threatened that if we go through with these tariffs, that they are going to hit us with their own tariffs and they're going to turn off the electricity they share with the United States, which affects the top northern states closest to Canada. They get their electricity from Canada. Didn't know that. Now we know. Um, and when reporters asked the press secretary about this happening, she said, well, Jesus didn't have electricity either. Here, look yourself. Caroline Levitt shocks as she tells press Jesus didn't have electricity either. When asked about the tariff war between Canada and the United States after the Prime Minister of Canada said he would consider cutting off electricity to America if Trump continued to impose tariffs, she referenced Jesus Christ. They want you to panic, but President Trump wants you to remember, Jesus didn't have electricity either, and he did just fine. And this means also our food is about to get a lot more expensive. Everything is about to get a lot more expensive. Food, gas, goods, computer chips, all kinds of things. Coffee. Oh, yeah, we're also beefing with Colombia. Yeah, I think they're hitting us with some tariffs too, because when they were doing their deportation, they called up Colombia and said, hey, we got some of your people, we're going to bring them down. And Colombia said, okay, you could bring them, but you're gonna treat them with dignity. These are our citizens. You're not, no military presence. We don't like that. We don't like you showing up with all your stuff, right? President even offered to send his own plane. Yeah, Colombia was like, you can have my personal presidential plane. You can use that to bring the citizens back. Trump said no. And they sent a military jet down there. And Colombia said, no, you're not landing. But no, they wouldn't clear them for landing. So they had to come back. Guess how much that trip cost us as taxpayers? Under $1 million. Mm-hmm. And that pissed them off, so now they're hitting us with tariffs. So some of you are about to really feel the consequences of how you voted. And then the rest of us are also going to feel the consequences of how you voted. And all the times that we tried to tell you that this was the plan, that these kind of things were going to start happening, we were mocked, we were belittled, we were taunted, treated like we were morons. Some of us actually read their fucking playbook and what they planned on doing, and we tried to tell you, and I don't believe that. They won't do that. He wouldn't do that. Why would they do that? This time in history is really showing where the cracks in our education system. Education has been severely underappreciated and undervalued in our country, and this is by plan. This is by design. They don't want us to critically think. They don't want us to put 2 and 2 together and see that it equals 4 on a figurative level, obviously. No Child Left Behind. I graduated with some people that needed to be left behind. They should have been left behind. Like, the tariffs have been talked about for a long time. But then they said they were going to lower prices. That's not possible. A tariff is a tax that the consumer pays when they buy the product. And where does that money go? Where does that extra 25%, okay, that they're going to start charging for everything from Canada in Mexico, where does that money go? That's right. Into their hands. Yeah. Yeah, into their hands. So they're just making more money hurting us and getting back at other countries, punishing them or whatever. This is really, really for the people, huh? Yeah. Are we great again yet? Oh, and don't forget, at the same time this is happening, mass deportations, ICE raids, right? We know about that. So they're going into the places where a lot of immigrants work, which is usually agriculture. That's a very big industry that they are in because these companies take advantage of them because they don't have to pay them and give them the wages they deserve. They take advantage. And they've been allowed to do that, but now, no, that's not good enough. No, now they're all being detained. And they're going to say they're going to deport them all, but first of all, the other countries have to agree to take these people. Sometimes they don't. But also, I have it on here. There's a recording from a phone call from the CEO of the Geo Group, which is a private prison company, just giddy, talking about how much money they're going to make and how they said we were built for this moment. We're ready for an influx of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of immigrants into their prison systems. Yeah, they're the prison system. So all the immigrants are going to go into the prison system and they're not going to be picking food anymore, right? So like at first it's going to be, everything's going to be really expensive. We're going to have shortages because there's no one out picking the stuff. It's going to start rotting in the sun. You can't just leave it out there once it's ripe. We're going to have a huge problem with food and the prices. And then this narcissist is going to come in and be like, oh no, guys, it's okay. It's going to be real cheap now. Or they're going to give us food from like the government or something. They're going to do something like that. They're going to gatekeep it. But everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, thank you so much for giving us food. But really it's going to be done off of slave labor. That's how, do you see how he's telling you he's going to lower the cost. No, the fuck he's not at first. At first they're going to jack everything up. They're going to make everybody hurt. They're going to squeeze everything they can. And they're going to fill their pockets as much as they can while they're in this position also. I don't know if you have figured that out yet. But the people running things highly, highly profit from the system they've built and the systems they are continuing to build. They're making so much money. Elon, he gets billions. Billions. Those tech bros that were there, they already got billions from the government. Now they're just going to get even more. And they're able to get all the regulations they want taken away. Like, good job, guys. Half you voted for this. I don't know if I'll ever forgive you guys. Truly. We're all going to hurt. We're all going to hurt. But just remember, when your Social Security gets shut off, or your Medicare, or your Medicaid, or your SNAP benefits, or whatever you're getting, your paycheck, your job, when you lose that, and you can't afford the food that has now massive tariffs added on, and is going up because we don't have anyone to pick the food and distribute the food, package the food. I want you to remember, these are the consequences of your actions, of your inactions, of your inability to actually see what is happening in front of your face. I want you to remember that. Because we won't forget.